Look, there's not a lot to say about Torghast right now because we actually can't go in it. But there is data mining that is referencing basically score multipliers. Stuff that's like a buff where you will get extra score from killing elites, and some stuff where it's like you'll get a proc, and that proc will increase your score for 30 seconds. There was then stuff data mined that basically referenced getting like, a 5 or, like a 4+ star run of a certain layer. Mm-hmm. Now that I guess does make me think that non-twisting corridors sort of layered, 6th floor Torghast is still going to be a major enough thing. Yeah. But I guess the current Torghast not twisting corridor stuff would be more interesting if there was some form of score or something you were working to. It would at least make it feel like your gameplay would actually matter minute to minute, which I think would be important.
Yeah, I mean, it's fundamentally trying to take the game away from the binary state of win and lose, because that's obviously what the problem was, is what I was talking about with Mythic Plus earlier, where you either clear it or you don't. You can clear it, it could be a nightmare run, but it's fine. Ultimately, that's the goal. Same with Torghast, where, the ideal way to clear a run for sure was to really labor every kill, every corner. And that meant when I was running Torghast, it was taking me like 40 minutes for a floor. Yeah. Sometime, or not for floor.
Whoa.
Yeah, not that slow. But, taking me 40 minutes for a layer 8 sometimes. I'm like, this is frustrating. But with a scoring system, if they can actually just go, okay, well, here's all of the other things to think about instead of this binary state.
Yeah. It could be very Dead Cells-y. So if people aren't aware, in Dead Cells, every single time you get onto a level, there are like chests at the end, and those chests are unlocked based on doing different things. Yeah. So there is one chest that will be for like killing a bunch of enemies and taking 0 damage. Yeah. So for like really playing as a perfectionist. There's then, I guess if you're not aware, there's then the speed chest, which is just for going fast. So what that means for Torghast is technically you could get a high score by going super by going super, complete through an entire floor. Or you could get a high score by going fast and efficient. It's going to be hard to balance those, for sure.
Yeah.
But at least there's going to be different ways to play Torghast that will get you a number that will go up, and then hopefully, depending on what that number is, you will get more cool shit at the end.
Yeah,
I wish we knew what that cool shit was.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually interesting. I hadn't thought of the Dead Cells comparison, but it is basically almost pure Dead Cells in a way, or where the possibilities going. Because Dead Cells they originally had just speed. They had locked doors in a level that would be unlocked if you made it there in time. I think originally it was even from the start of your overall run. So you had to get certain breakpoints, and it was just, if you went fast, you got gear and stat boost to make up for all the stuff you missed instead of being complete. And then they were like, oh, wait, we're stupid. We've just made our game a speedrun game. Okay, let's add this other stuff. So they added that as a result. So I think that's decent levels of forethought from Blizzard, who are, obviously they're like, well, how do we make Torghast more interesting for players? Make them go fast? Hang on. Hang on, we've had enough sort of pushback against that in M+. How do we solve this problem? And obviously, like this stuff about the incentivizing different things individually is kind of cool. Where like killing a creature has a low chance to increase your score gains by 100% for 30 seconds. That's going to basically mean like I look at that and I immediately go, okay, so you're incentivizing me to group everything up and go just delete them. Get them all really low and nuke them and then see what happens there. Same with Elites Award extra score, where it's okay, in this run I'm going to go fast, but I'm going to laser target all the elites. And I think that's the kind of stuff that could be will basically add gameplay in Torghast.
Yeah.
to put it in a really almost
that's what
way.
Right now, assuming you don't die, none of Torghast matters.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the quality of your run doesn't really matter. All that matters is you get the thing at the end. And like Ian Hazacostas himself said that failing Torghast is one of the worst experiences in World of Warcraft. And like I believe the next thing he said was like, we need to fix this. It's not whatever it was in the PC Gamer interview from February. So This, I think, could seriously make Torghast way better. way, way, way better. I think then it's about rewards. There's been a few people in chat talking about like, well, yeah, but why are we going to do it if it's just Soul Ash? And that's a very big point. Even Island Expeditions had more stuff. So I'm not really sure what Blizzard can do, because I imagine they only have so many like cosmetic assets and stuff like that ready, but they need to do something. So I think, achievements need to be there, some titles need to be there, more amounts that we've got right now, and then just other cool stuff. I think there should be, I don't know, man, some stuff that's like useful in the Shadowlands, like open world. It's hard to say really, but I think there does need to be something. And then I think Stygia, Anima, those things, maybe even some gold at the end. You wouldn't balance this such that somebody could just play Torghast forever and that would be super high gold per hour, but like just a little bit. I don't exactly know how to fix that problem, but there definitely needs to be more in the way of rewards. But at least they have a rating system. Like, even just thinking about Horrific Visions. It was pretty neat when you could do a really hard Horrific Vision and actually get a bit of loot at the end. Something like that for Torghast, I think, would be good. We'd have to balance that such that it's not ruining life for all the other people in the game. But I don't think Horrific Visions did at all. I don't think, like, heroic and mythic raiders or, PvPers were sitting there being like, oh no, I've got to go and do Horrific Visions to get some gear. But I think a lot of casual people who are just doing a bunch of solo content hop into Horrific Vision, try to, remember watching Soul So Breezy, Soul would be, doing his multiple mask runs, posting them in YouTube, and it's like, clearly that is a gameplay loop that somebody could really, really get into. Horrific Visions were awesome. So, something like that could actually happen with Torghast. And if that happens, then Torghast, I think, will no longer be Torghast, and it will be the cool thing that really we got attached to during beta. But I think for it not to be Torghast, it shouldn't be mandatory to go there for Soul Ash to get your Legos. And hopefully that data mined Mega Soul Ash is actually Blizzard's solution.
I imagine it's there because they want a solution, because especially like if you're trying to keep up new players coming in and getting new engagement into a patch, if you log into 9.1, even on an alt because you want to play, and you're like, all right, well, I need 5,150 Soul Ash. That is 3 or so weeks. All right, goodbye. Goodbye, I ain't going to do anything else. Or I'll go back on my main that I don't really want to play, but I already have the progress on, that kind of thing. So I think it's almost certainly a solution they'll be looking for. I hope for sure.
Water?
Pass me that, yes, please.
There you go.
Cheers.
So, I actually think there's big potential. As you guys know, I think Torghast is fundamentally really, really, really great, really cool. I just think that it needs more anima powers, and it needs things like what's going on there that actually, gives it those cool rewards and that reason to like go again and again and again. And I hope this stuff gets applied to Twisting Corridors in a really novel way, because I think Twisting Corridors just being there to give you like, I don't know, a pet amount. I don't know what the other, I think there's a third reward. Is it a title or whatever? But it needs to be more than that. So come on. They seem to know. They wouldn't be doing this if they thought Torghast was in a good state. And they basically have said as much. Ian's interview was pretty damn clear that they are not happy with how the Torghast stuff was going. So I think it could be neat.
Absolutely. I would certainly hope so, because I want to get back into Torghast. I'd love to give it a try on, especially because I never, even since getting my monk to 60, I haven't bothered to go into Torghast with her to see what all of the brewmasters busted kind of talk was about, but I never really bothered to go in because because there's this like negative association between what I had to do with Torghast at launch and now. So it's like, if they can break that by having just a little bit of a crumb of incentive, going, hey, do you want to come back in? It's nice, we promise, and I'll be sold on it.
Yeah,
I'll be sold on it.
That's just the big fight. Blizzard really will have to fight with player expectations, because even if they make Torghast awesome and in no way Torghast, so many people will just be spamming, oh, it's Torghast, I want to do it. And it's the same goes for the Maw. Even if the Maw was like super cool and awesome in patch 9.1, purely because it's the Maw and people have already got a negative association, they just be like, oh, it's the Maw, I want it. Which is kind of hard, because first impressions really, really, really matter in video games. And there's once more in a WoW expansion An uphill battle.